Hey everyone. So I want to talk about this whole Ariana Grande situation and the whole groping and basically the violation of her physical space. Let's just be honest. I'm not here to debate on whether or not um, he did it you know, on purpose or whether it was an accident or what his true intentions were behind it. It's none of my concern, but I am more concerned of what we can learn from the situation. What's going to happen is going to happen. But what can we learn from the situation? What can we take from what happened? So, I just want to make sure that we understand. And once we reach an understanding, we'll be able to understand where I'm coming from when I say, as women, as as females, as those of us who inhabit a female body, we are naturally um, we're hypersensitive to people's spirits, to energy, to just anything spiritual. The feminine is that's what we are. We are the hidden, we are the spiritual component, while the masculine is the logic, the rationale. Now, no matter if you are a female or a male, we all have both the feminine and masculine attributes and energies within us, and we are supposed to create a balance of the two. No matter how we express ourselves, we are always supposed to have a balance of the two, of the masculine and the feminine. And so I'm not trying to negate from the fact that men or males are intuitive and do have spiritual powers and spiritual, intuitive, um, receptive, energies. But us as women, us as females, we're just born naturally with it. It's already sensitive. That's why they say when a woman knows, she knows, because we intuitively are. That's what we're quicker in, right? So, you know, when I'm viewing this, viewing what's happening to Ariana, and how she reacted, we have to take that into account. We can't dismiss it with pure logic because it has to be a balance of both, of spirit, of physical, of rational, and of imaginative, of logical, you know, and I don't want to say ear, I don't. It's a balance of the both. So anyhow, she's already, super sensitive to those energies that are about her and around her just by being a woman. And then you add to that her, sun sign is Cancer. They are hypersensitive to spirit, okay? Um, to the senses, to all of that, they are very intuitive beings. Um, and you add the feminine, energy, she's sensitive to that. You can see it. That's why she was uncomfortable, because her spirit was not melding well, or was not feeling that spirit that he was, bringing to her. And then you add the physical component of him touching her in the way that he did. No matter if it was, a friendly hug, when it's a friendly hug, you can tell, you feel that spirit from that person, a friendliness about them, a genuineness about them, a sincere heart. You can feel that from someone. And you can also feel the opposite. And I truly believe that from her physical reactions to what was going on, that she was definitely sensing something that was not melding well with her spirit. And we have to take that into account. Now, whether you think what he did was wrong or not, do not dismiss the feminine. When you think purely with your left brain, your logical sense, your rational sense, that's good, but it's not great. You need a melding and a balance of the both, of your right and your left brain, all right? Of that rational, and then that, that intuitive spirit side, okay? Um, it, You have to have both. And I really wanted to bring out the fact that she is a Cancer sun. So she is sensitive to spirit. She is sensitive to the energies that people bring. And I truly believe that she did not feel good with whatever spirit he was bringing at that particular moment. And, and it goes into a lesson for us all, which is number one, be careful of who, not only you're around, but who physically comes into contact with you. I don't like people touching me, and it's not because I'm a stuck up person, or I'm, bougie, or I'm a germaphobe or anything like that. Nothing of that matter. I know I know when someone doesn't have the right spirit. I don't want that to be transferred on to me. I don't want to have to deal with taking a cleansing bath and, doing all that because I allowed you to touch me and transfer some stuff onto me. Okay? As above, so below, as within, so without. What goes on in the spirit realm will manifest itself in the physical, and what's going on in the physical is a display of what is happening in the spiritual, right? Okay, so if you can get sexually transmitted disease, which is basically your body being not at ease. It's not in the healthiest state that it should be in, because now you have transferred something that is not of you, and now you have it. It's not of you, though. So you can get rid of it, you can heal yourself from it, or you can continue to get, subjugated to it. Um, Same thing with spirit. You can transfer spirits with touch. Okay, and I'm not just saying that because some movie, you know, um, hyped up this. They try to fool you into believing that this shit doesn't happen when they make movies about it. But the movies really are just telling you what's already been happening. That's really all they do. So be careful what you put into your spirit, yes, but know that you can actually get information from these movies. If you watch a lot of the movies from of old, you'll see a lot of what's happening today being talked about in the movies that were made 20, 10, 10, 20, 50 years ago. I'm being exaggerated, but So, anyways, that's the main reason why people are very careful with who puts their hands in their hair. Okay, don't just let anybody, do your hair. Yeah, I'll go days with my hair, not tip top shape. If that means that, you know, um, the wrong people ain't touching my hair, fine, I'll do it. I don't want that energy transferred into my hair. I've had the same stylist since I was a teenager because of the pickiness of my mother. Um, she's like really picky about who could touch my hair. And some people thought it was because she thought, oh, my daughter has that good hair and she didn't want people touching my hair, but hogwash. It was all because she understands the transferring of energy that happens. Somebody don't like you, they talking shit in their head about you, and you wondering why your hair falling out or why you don't have edges. Anyways, so that's an example of how energy can be transferred. Of course, we should already know that energy can be transferred through the foods that we eat. Who's preparing your food? Who's touching your food before you put it in your mouth and you consume it? That transfers that energy too, both ways, good and bad. That love that your mama and your grandma puts into the food when they make it for you and they serve it to you, that shit transfers into you too, and you feel all that love and you feeling healthy and good. And then you go to the fast food and you got somebody who's mad with life, angry preparing your food, and even before they touch it, the animals on went through hell, being slaughtered in the most craziest of ways, and then that trauma gets transferred in there, and then you got some mad person touching your food about something that happened at their house the other day, and then that gets transferred, and before you know it, you ill. So energy, aka spirits, because that's what we call it nowadays, but really it's just energy, that gets transferred in multiple different ways. Okay? So be careful who you allow to touch you. Okay? I do a special anointing upon my hands every day so that when I go out and say I have to do a handshake, because I don't give out hugs like that. Only the people who I know, trust, and love get hugs from me, unless the spirit moves me to hug you and you're a complete stranger, and that rarely happens. But, I don't just let anybody hug me, and you shouldn't either. But, handshakes is something that happens often, and it's, the easiest way for me to respectfully greet you, respectfully be introduced to you, and blah, 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 without having to hug you. Okay? Don't do the hugs. I just don't. Don't touch me. But you can touch this hand because this hand is anointed. Okay? It's protected, and nothing is going to get transferred over here. But a hug, no. No, 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 no. You won't be able to touch me like that. And we shouldn't allow anybody to be touching us like that either. And I've always been that way. Even when I was younger and I was going to the church, because, most black folks, we've been raised in the church, even if we don't go no more. When I was in church, I wasn't, mm-mm, mm-mm. The most people I hugged was the church mothers, and the elderly women of the church, or just women in period. Period. That's who I would give hugs to, free willy, and I that love vibe was always felt between them. But the men, I don't care who it was, I wasn't giving you a hug, and I've been asked, "Oh, come in, let me give you a hug." No, you could take this hand though. Take the hand. Don't transfer that to me. I don't have time. Okay? Go somewhere else with that. And I really want, everyone to be safe out there, not just physically safe, but spiritually safe as well. And we need to be conscious of how energies can be transferred that way. So, you don't feel bad or feel like you're coming across a certain type of way. No, you put yourself first, okay? Your protection, your growth, your ascension, okay, is first, because who else gonna live your life but you? Anyways, but I think that was the main thing. You know me, I gotta write my stuff down, or else I'm gonna forget and go through tangents and stuff. But I just really wanted to make sure I said something, because a lot of people are getting so caught up in, well, he didn't rape her. Excuse my language for those who are sensitive to that word. He didn't sexually assault her. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. She felt uncomfortable. Okay? I don't care if he put his hand on her back, in the middle of her back, and then touch nothing else, and just do and just put his hands on. If she felt uncomfortable even in a second, you need to respect that, because something is wrong with you. That means if she's not taking this the way I'm wanting to give off the energy of love, and if she's not receiving it that way, it's not always on the other person. Sometimes you have to take a moment to reflect upon yourself and what energies are you truly giving out. Okay, because you might be thinking one thing, but that's not truly what you're giving out. And there's some other issues with the churches. I won't even go into it with this video. It's a little bit longer than I even wanted it to be. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just remember, be careful on who you allow into your physical space. That is also your spiritual space. And you can transfer things and spirits and energies and entities right along onto you if you are not aware and you do not have your antennas up. So be safe out there, my loves. And remember, just because they hold a title or whatever on this earthly plane, Spirit don't give a shit about that. Spirit don't care about your title. Spirit don't care that you the high priestess of this ordained church. I don't give a shit. Don't care. Okay? Don't allow the titles to get you in a position where you're feeling like crap. That's all I have to say on the issue. Love, love, love you all. May you continue to trailblaze on as I go into my dream world. Ashe and peace.